It basically means we've got a hole in our heart, and there's no real flip side around this. I'm going to give you the flip from the person who's on the receiving end today of the jealousy, as opposed to the jealous person, because they're just as responsible for this problem.
Hello and welcome to Uncovered, the podcast with your host, Jason Irving. Join me in a journey to understand what's truly happening in your world and the world around you. This is not about how you're living life on the surface. It's about what's truly driving you from under the covers. I'm going to take you on a journey to deeply uncover the reason why you are here, the ultimate purpose in your problems, and the way that they have shaped your life up until now. See, I believe you have a purpose, and your problems are the highway towards ultimate realization of that journey towards freedom and the reconnection of your true self. I've been told I have a different spin on most things, and I'll be giving you my understanding of life, love, and what we're all here for, purpose. To get the best out of this podcast, drop what you already know so you can discover what's beyond you. So join me, let's play this game of life and bring on liberation, transformation, and change. Let's do this.
Hello Jason, and hello Rocky, the little dog. I don't know if you guys can see him.
Here he is. If you're watching, here he is.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Welcome to Uncovered, guys. We are going to be focusing on jealousy, which is the puzzle piece that you are missing, that you're projecting and wanting to receive from somebody else.
Okay, so how does the world usually look at jealousy?
Jealousy's like, if we're on the road with jealousy, someone's doing something to us, we're thinking someone's got a better life than us. So it's very handshakes with envy, so we look at things and we can get very, very insecure, right, when we've got jealousy. So it's one of the insight of how I loved it. And I didn't realise how much I loved it and what I was getting out of it. So you're going to get a really cool flip side around this for the other side of the fence, okay, as well. So, look, it basically means we've got a hole in our heart, and there's no real flip side around this. I'm going to give you the flip from the person who's on the receiving end today of the jealousy, as opposed to the jealous person, because they're just as responsible for this problem, okay, just as responsible, if not more responsible on some level. And I'll tell you why. The person who's receiving the jealousy desperately needs the comfort of the person who is jealous, so they feel safe in the relationship, because they feel more wanted than the person who wants them. So they feel absolutely secure in the fact that that person's going to stay, because
they're getting jealous.
They're getting jealous, so they have no concerns about their relationship. They have absolute security and absolute satisfaction that that person has the problem, but actually the problem is in both. And what I had to realize, because every person was jealous that I'd been with, so I just assumed women were jealous. That's all I assumed. It's like, all you girls were jealous. And then I had to ask myself this question, Ophelia. I said, why? Because I was the common denominator. I was the problem here. I knew that was me. I said, and I just sat in meditation. I said, why is it that I'm receiving jealousy right now? And it was because I felt wanted and valued. Even though it was destructive and I was getting all of this nastiness, there was a joy inside of me that felt great about it. It was massive.
Like, I'm safe in this relationship.
Yeah, and I had a bigger self-esteem. My self-esteem was strong, and that person was the wrong one. Once I actually realised I was being a dick, I snapped it in two, and then I met this person who was not jealous. And I was like, oh, I was the problem. So if you're a person who receives jealousy, you've got to pull your head in and realise that you're creating a safety net with jealous people so they will stay. And then if you're the jealous person, you've got to start filling your own bucket. So it means your bucket's empty and you're relying on someone else to fill that bucket for you. So you're trying to enmesh yourself in someone else's world. So what you've got to look at is say, well, what are the traits that you're missing that you've got to fill up that you need from somebody else. Right? Because one of the worst things around relationships is all of us in life, we meet people and we get attracted to people. Yes or no?
Yep.
You've got a partner.
Yep.
Do you ever see any other people like me, Ophelia? I'm just fucking around. I'm way too old for you. But you meet other people and you go, that person's attractive?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And so does he. Yeah.
And it's very, very normal,
Yeah.
right? Do you guys have a jealous-based relationship?
No. But I used to.
Yeah.
You know, I used to have them a lot.
Yeah. Were you the jealous or the jealousy?
The jealous one. I was the
Yeah.
jealous one.
So what did you change?
I'm not actually sure, to be honest.
Did you just become more secure in yourself? Because I know you've become a lot more secure. Did it change within the academy work, or was it before then?
I think a lot within the academy work, to be honest.
Okay.
Now it doesn't trigger me as much anymore,
Yeah.
these kind of things, because I'm like, I do the same. So, you know, why wouldn't other people look and, you
Yeah.
know, do things like that?
So
I do
it's
the same.
normal human nature to look at other people that's beyond your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's
There's a
so
difference
normal.
between looking and, you know, and thinking, oh, they're, you know, good looking or attractive or whatever, versus actually going there and be like, hey, let's get together while I actually am with someone else, or, you know.
And there's a
things like
fear.
that.
There's a fear of infidelity that it comes with the jealousy. So jealousy actually activates and creates infidelity. So it brings it on, because it's like this whole thing that comes along with the energy of it. So what you've got to understand is, if you're frightened of someone cheating on you, you're actually activating the opportunity for that to occur. And quite often I've experienced people who are terrified of the cheating become the cheaters. They do it first. Because they've got a shame and they're projecting, and they actually do the very thing beyond that. And I've received that. I had a very, very jealous partner. She gave me chlamydia, and that's the only reason how I knew that she cheated on me, because I ended up with an STD. And then she blamed me somehow. It was like all my fault. What were you doing? I was like, oh, I was doing nothing. And it was her. So what we want to understand around jealousy is that if you've got that insecurity, you've got to start filling that bucket. Look, Anya and I don't have a jealous-based relationship at all, and simply because, and we've had jealous partners, and simply because we met each other and we don't try and take from each other's buckets. And Anya's one of those people, you know how pretty she is, and she's always looking immaculate. Everyone stares at her. And I'm not that guy. I don't get stared at. I'm not that person who walks down the street and everyone goes, oh, look at that guy, Jason. But she does, right? So she's that person that if you're not a secure guy, you'd be very insecure walking down the street with her, because everyone stares at her, male and female. And so my security, I have no concern. She has no concern. And there was one moment we were walking down in Merimbula, down the south coast in Australia, and there was this amazing looking man walked past, and he had the most beautiful eyes. And I look at beautiful people, male and female, either way. He was stunning, chisel face, the best toothy smile, and he smiled at us, and both of us were like, wow, did you see his eyes? Did you see this? And we were both looking, and then we just pissed ourselves laughing. We were just like, oh my God, if everyone knew that we were just admiring a person and getting excited about beauty, and neither of us were concerned. Oh, I should have been the one that was concerned, right?
It's like, oh, you can't take away my woman.
Yeah, that's right. But it was just, we're looking at magic in the physical realm. And he was magical. And it was just like, people will be thinking, especially guys who are watching this, oh, he must be gay. Right? I'm far from gay. I admire male and female beauty. And that's what security is. Right? Because the thing that I see, I look at beauty as a personality thing. So Anya looks at me and I'll say, oh, this person, she's so beautiful, or he's so beautiful. I'll be the judge of that, because I see things differently in people. So some of the ugliest people are the most beautiful looking people in my world when I look. So what we want to learn to do with jealousy is to learn to fill our own bucket. If you're the jealous if you're the receiver of it, you need to pull your head in and actually understand you're using it as a security blanket, and take some really deep understanding about why you need a jealous person in your life to validate you. Okay? So they don't just one person jealous, they're the bad person. No way. And I had to change that. So we've got to look at jealousy as an opportunity. You need to do really good personal development to start filling your buckets like you have. You joined the academy, and we've spoken about this privately, and we got you to change it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the most important thing is accepting that we will see other people, find attraction, and then we have a choice. We can go there or not. Like, our animal instinct part of us, when we get attracted, wants to have sex with everything that moves. Male or female has that. So some people have that more than others. People who are addicted to sex, they have that want to actually action their desires. And that's what our human brain is designed to do. Our human brain is designed to make responsible decisions around what we choose. So that's why there's swingers and all of this partner swapping and all this sort of stuff that's really strong in the world at the moment, because people just go, okay, I want to action that thing. But if you're jealous or you're terrified of losing that partner, you might say yes, but quite often I've spoken to people who've gone into the swinger moments, they've left their partners and found someone that they've loved. So they're actually not doing it. They're doing it for the enjoyment, but subconsciously they're looking for another partner because they're unhappy. So what I want you guys to understand is that if you're a jealous person, you gotta start filling your own buckets.
And how do you do that?
Well, write a list of the things that you think the other person is doing, and then find out from that list, what do you think you're missing? Okay? And understand, if you're concerned about your partner looking or doing something, you need to talk to them about the values and the way in which you communicate and all of those, what's okay and what's respectful as well, right? And there's a certain level of respect about how we are, especially with the security. So if someone is really, really jealous, and the person who just wants to be themselves is staring at everybody and the person's uncomfortable, you need to sort of learn to work with it and find out what's happening, so then it becomes comfortable. But you've got to start filling your own heart with a thing called security. You got to start finding it. That's not easy, okay? I think jealousy needs help. As Anya says, I love this statement from her, you can only see to the end of your own horizon. Help allows you to extend that there's another side of the world view to see, and sometimes it needs another angle. You need to work with, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, I think you need, if you're a female, you need to work with a male to work with the jealous issue. So then they gain a construct, not another female, because you're not seeing it from the other side. And if you're a male, you need to work with a female. Right?
That makes sense too, yeah.
I think it's really, really important to actually get help from the opposite sex, not the same sex, because I have spent time with a lot of people who are in female groups or male groups, and they enable each other to be stuck around certain qualities. And they're very similar. So if they're all jealous or they're insecure, they're good and powerful on their own, then they go into a relationship and they run the jealousy, and then all the partners are going, friends are just going, yes, he's bad, he's this, he's that, because they're validating the problem. So you need to get a really good balanced opposite sex person to help with the jealousy, so then you get to see what's on the other side of the fence.
Would that be the same if you're gay?
If you're gay, I think it's important that you figure out probably working with the female to female, potentially. Really depends. I think with gay, I think you've got to find someone who's safer, depending on the psychology of the gay person. So it really depends I can't give you, you need to see one side of the fence or the other for that. Like Laura Conley, who's in the academy, she trusts me unequivocally. And she's a lesbian, which is awesome. She trusts me more than females now. And she feels safer with men than she does with women. So it's interesting now, simply because of the depth and the support I've given her. So it really comes down to finding that right person to do this. So if you've got a really balanced female who is not jealous, you've got to check their relationship. If they've got a really balanced relationship and it's really harmonic, then it's good to do a bit of a background check for the person who's helping you too. And they don't have to be in a relationship. It's just understanding, well, where have they gone in the relationships? Are they actually creating the same problems? And if they are, don't get advice from that person.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because that's not going to help.
Cool.
Right? You don't go and spend time with someone who's got the problem and think you're going to get the same get the right advice. They're just going to enable you in the stuck pattern in the first place. So you've got to look at securities, especially if it's male to female. And I think men's groups or women's groups are not healthy to go and get help from in a jealousy moment. I think it's really important to actually go grab someone who's the opposite sex and get some help. And I've done that with lots of people. I've had women who've been hanging out with their girlfriends, and then the moment I help them with the relationship, they find their perfect partner, then they look at the friends and they go, oh my God, I'm in a man-hater group. And the jealousy is sitting in that on some level, and then they go, I'm just not fitting this anymore because I just don't see my partner like this. It's all different because I've had to re-establish them. So it's just being really, really mindful and having a really good deep look about the people that you're with, making sure that the people that you're with, are they giving you the correct advice? If they're the same as you and they're having the same problems, don't get advice from them.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah. Alrighty.
So guys, if you like this podcast and you want to see us, it's www.wellnessbreakthroughacademypodcast.com. I'd love you to like and share this one. This could be a bit triggery for you because jealousy brings blame and projection. So I'm not trying to make you feel bad. It's trying to work out how to fill your own bucket, okay? It's really, really important to be able to do this well and do it properly, okay? And if you can and you get that right help, and if I've triggered you in any way, that's good. Okay, it just means there's something in there for you to work with. Anytime I trigger anybody, I think it's really, really healthy. So I love any comments, like and share this as if you think this would be able to help other people. Okay, thanks so much for joining Uncovered today, and thanks, Velia.
Thank you.